Hello students, this is the second part of our third poem. It is 2.3, The Inchcape Rock, which is written by Robert Southey. So in this second part, we are going to learn the poem from its first line. So open your books, page number 104. Now listen carefully. There is given a title, The Inchcape Rock. What is the meaning of Inchcape Rock? I have given you in the last part. Again I will tell you, Inchcape, it means a rock which is made by compressed sand, and that rock is particularly in the sea water or in the ocean water. That rock comes up in the sea water or ocean water, and we can see water around that rock. So this kind of rock, this poem, it is a ballad. Ballad, it means this poem is based on a story, and that story is presented in the form of poem in a very short stanzas. So now listen carefully. First stanza, first line. No stir in the air. Stir. So what is the meaning of stir? Look at the board. Stir, it means movement. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. The ship was as still as she could be. Still, it means not moving. In these two lines, the poet says, there is not any kind of movement in the air, or there is not any kind of movement in the sea water. It means there is not fast wind in the air, there is not high waves in the sea water, and therefore the ship was very still. That is not moving in any direction. That ship was very still in that sea water. Her sail, see the meaning of this word sail. Sail, it means sheet of canvas hung from the mast to catch the wind and move a ship forward. So, in ancient times, there were many ships which were carrying sail. So this cloth or canvas which catch the coming wind and then push a ship forward. This canvas it means rough cloth. Rough cloth. Canvas, it means rough cloth. And mast, it means an upright pole used to support sail. So this is sail which is made by canvas, which is made by rough cloth, and that is attached to a straight upright pole. So this upright pole which is made by wood, this upright pole, straight pole, is called mast. Her sail from heaven. Look at the meaning of heaven. It means abode of God or goddess. Abode, it means living place. Received no motion. Motion, it means movement. Her keel. See the meaning of this word keel. Keel, it means the lowest timber in the framework of a ship. Timber, it means wooden, made by wood. Her keel was steady. Steady, it means very still, not moving or not shaking. Not shaking. Her keel was steady in the ocean. Now, in the last two lines of the first stanza, what the poet says, the poet gives us information about the ship, about the sail of that ship. Her sail from heaven received no motion. So, there is no wind, and according to the poet, God or goddess, if give permission to the wind to flow, then the air will flow. This kind of imagination the poet is doing here. So from the heaven, God or God is not giving any kind of permission to the air to flow very fast, and therefore there is not any kind of movement in that sail, in that rough canvas. And if there is not any kind of movement, the rough canvas is not getting any kind of air, so ship will not move forward. That ship will stay as it is on that place. So, in the last line, the poet says, her keel. Keel, it means main framework, lowest framework of the ship, that is called keel. Her keel was steady in the ocean. So, in that ocean water, the lowest framework of the ship, that is not moving in any direction, that was very still. Now, second stanza. Without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape rock. Now, in these two lines, the poet says, waves in the sea water or ocean water, they do not give any kind of sign to you. They do not make any kind of sound, and therefore when they comes, we only get shocked by watching them, and therefore that those waves were flowing on the Inchcape rock. So that time you will only shock, you couldn't do anything. So little they rose, so little they fell. they did not move the Inchcape Bay. If the waves are very small, so they could not reach on the Inchcape Rock. The Inchcape Rock was above, little bit above from the sea water level. The Inchcape Rock little bit above. If the waves are very small, so they could not reach till that bell which was set on the Inchcape Rock. Suppose this is the sea water and this is a rock which comes up, goes up into the sea water, and an abbot, a monk, a religious person set a bell here. If the waves are very small, so they could not reach the top of this Inchcape. If the waves are very high, then they could touch this bell, and if this bell run or make some kind of sound, so automatically the people around this rock could understand that there is some kind of danger. If the waves are very little, then the sailor, the people who sail by a ship could easily see this rock in the sea water. But if there are large waves, big in size, then the ship sailor could not see this rock, and automatically his ship will struck with this rock and his ship will damage there. His ship will drown in the sea water. Therefore, the abbot, the holy person, the monk, the religious person set a bell here to make everyone cautious about the danger of this Inchcape rock. So little they rose, so little they fell. They did not move the Inchcape Bay. If the waves are very little, so they could not reach to the bell, to the top of the Inchcape, and therefore they could not rung the bell. They could not make sound of that bell. The abbot of Aberbrothock had placed the bell on the Inchcape. As I told you, there was a very holy person, a monk, a religious person, which is called abbot of Aberbrothock. Aberbrothock, it's a place. Look at here, meaning is given of abbot, head of abbey of monks. Abbey, a building where monks or nuns live or used to live. So it's a place, Aberbrothock, it's a place where all the abbots, that abbot, that monk, very religious person was living in Aberbrothock, and he had placed a bell on this Inchcape. On a buoy, see the meaning of this word? Buoy, it means floating object anchored in a sea to mark dangerous places. On a buoy, in the stone, it floated and swung. Float, it means stay on the surface of liquid. Stay on the surface of liquid or water. Floated and swung. It is past tense and past participle of swing. On a buoy in the storm, it floated and swung, and over the waves its warning rung. Rung, past tense of ring. So if there is a storm in the sea water, waves are going very high, the wind is flowing very fast. So that time there is a floating object, that bale, which was attached on the Inchcape rock. That bale make a very loud sound, and that warn all the sailors that here is a rock and be aware about this, don't come here, here is danger. When the rock was hid by the surges swell, meaning of this word is given here, sudden and great rise in the level of the sea. When the rock was hid by the surges swell, the mariners, it means sailors. Sailor, it means the people who sail the boat from one place to another place, heard the warning bell, and if there is that Inchcape rock hide in the large waves, so that bell makes loud sound because those waves struck that bell, and that bell makes sound there and makes every mariner, every sailor warn that here is some kind of danger. And then they knew the perilous rock. Perilous, it means dangerous. And blessed, meaning of this word blessed is given here, old English form of a blessed. So after this, if the sailor of a ship heard sound of that bell, then they automatically know that there is some kind of danger, and when they see that there is a rock, don't go in that direction. So after watching that, they give some kind of bliss, or they take the name of that abbot with some kind of respect. Why? Because the abbot had attached the bell there to warn all the sailors. The sun in heaven. Here, the meaning of heaven is, I will give you meaning in this side. Let me first clean this side. Heaven, it means the sky. The sun in heaven was shining gay. Gay, it means bright. Very bright, very shining. The sun in heaven was shining gay. All things were joyful. Joyful, it means happy. Joyful on that day. So, that particular day, when something happened there, the poet is giving us information about that particular day. That day was sunny day. The sky was clear and the sun was shining very brightly. Everything was looking very joyful, very happy at that day. The seabird screamed as they wheeled around. See the meaning of this word? Width round. Width round, it means fly in circular form. It means the birds were flying in this circular format on the seawater. The birds were flying in this circular format. It means wheeled around on the seawater. And there was joins. Joins. It means filling of great pleasure or happiness in their sound. So that particular day, sun was shining brightly, sky was clear, everything was looking very happy. The birds, seabirds were flying on the seawater in the circular format, and in their sound, in the bird's sound, we can see some kind of pleasure, some kind of happiness. The boy of the inch-shaped bill was seen a darker speck. Speck, it means a tiny dot. Tiny, it means very little. Darker speck on the ocean green. Sir Ralph the rower. Who is Sir Ralph the rower? Sir Ralph the rower, a sea pirate. Pirate, it means sea robbers. Walked his deck. Deck. Deck, it means floor of the ship. And he fixed his eye on the darker speck. So that particular day, what happened? Sir Ralph the rower, he was a pirate, he was a sea robber, he was robbing the other ship owners, all the property, their ships, their jewel. Sir Ralph rower was robbing, taking forcefully from there, everything from them. So that particular day, Sir Ralph the rower saw a very dark spot, a very little dark black spot in the green ocean. And after that, he came on his deck and started to look in that small, very tiny, dark spot. And after that, he understood that there is something. So what happened then? He felt the cheering power. See the meaning of cheering? It means causing cheer. Causing cheer. Cheer, it means shout of joy. Shout of joy. He felt the cheering power of spring. Spring. See the meaning of this word on the blackboard? Sorry, green board. Let me first clean this side. Spring. It means leap or move suddenly. He felt the cheering power of spring. He made him whistle. It made him sing. His heart was mirthful. Mirthful. It means full of laughter. Mirthful to excess. Excess. It means too much. Too much. Excess, but the rover's mirth was wickedness. Wickedness. It means sinfulness. So what is given in this stanza? After watching that dark spot, Sir Ralph the rover, the sea robber, the parrots understood that there is a bell. Someone had attached the bell on that Inchcape rock. So when he saw that, his heart was springing. There is some kind of happy moment in his heart, and therefore he was shouting very loudly in that happiness. He was whistling, he was singing, and he was laughing too loudly and very long, which is not necessary, but he was laughing very loudly and for a long time. But in his mirth, in his laughter, there was wickedness. It means there was sinfulness, there was some dirty thoughts were in Sir Ralph the rover's mind. His eye was on the Inchcape float. Quoth he, quoth, meaning of this word is given here, said, my men, put out the boat and row me, row, see the meaning of this word? Row, it means to move a boat by oars. So what is the meaning of oars? Pole with flat blade for rowing. So this kind of pole with a flat blade, the shipman used to move his ship forward. So these kind of blades are called oars. And row, it means to move a boat with the help of these oars. To row me to the Inchcape rock, and I will plague. See the meaning of this word here? Plague, it means cause pain or trouble. The abbot of Aberbrothock. So in this stanza, we are getting information. Sir Ralph the rover's eye fixed on that Inchcape rock, on which there was a bell attached by an abbot, and he said to his men that take me in the direction of that Inchcape rock, and after that his men followed his order and rowed the ship in the direction of that Inchcape rock. Then he said to his sailors, to his men, that after cutting the bell from that Inchcape Rock, I would like to give some kind of pain, trouble to the abbot who attached the Inchcape bell on that Inchcape Rock. The boat is lowered, the boatmen row, and to the Inchcape Rock they go. So when the boatmen started to row the boat very fastly, that time the boat little bit go in the lower direction, and after that they started to move in the direction of that Inchcape Rock. Sir Ralph bent over from the boat and he cut the bell from the Inchcape floor. And after reaching near that Inchcape Rock, Sir Ralph, with the help of his sword, cut the bell there, which was floating, hanging on that sea water, on that Inchcape Rock. So, in this way, we are going to stop here. Have a good day to all of you. Thank you very much.